Aside from the corruption that we saw with the media through politics or COVID, it's also important to point out that media outlets often get paid every month by pharmaceutical companies, yet they don't run any ads. So what are those payments for? Think about that. Hi, my name is Jaquish. I'm a doctor of biomedical engineering, which gives me a unique perspective beyond what you see mostly from the sports performance guys here on YouTube and other places on social media. Today, I want to give you, probably yet another reason why you shouldn't trust the media. But I've got some interesting examples here. So a few years ago, a friend of mine named Tony Hughes, he goes by the name online Dr. Tony Huge. He sort of doesn't advocate, he promotes content which teaches people how to use anabolic drugs in the safest way possible. Now, it's kind of an oxymoron because a lot of them aren't that safe, but in the context of what he's talking about, it's certainly less reckless than what we have seen from other people who online talk about their anabolic drug use or whatever. But great guy, knows a whole lot about training. He's an X3 user, and we've been friends for years. So one day, he now lives in Thailand, but he used to live not that far away from me. So he was having a party, and he told me, hey, I invited a crew from National Geographic over to this party, and they want to interview you. And I was like, yeah, great. That sounds, so they're going to interview him for a couple things. He wanted the party to be captured because it was sort of about the steroid culture that was, I guess, being discussed at the time. He invites me over. They film me pulling in with my Lamborghini and I get out of the car. I shake Tony's hand, say hi to everybody. And then I go and I give the interview and I talk about how while anabolic medications can help a lot of people under the guidance of a physician, that's really the only place that I believe that these chemicals should be. I don't think it's a great idea when people just decide to be their own experimental cowboy and just take advice from guys who have their pharmaceuticals made in a bathtub in some dude's garage. So not in favor of that. So the interview I gave to National Geographic was about exactly what I just said. You want to avoid the sort of unregulated use of testosterone, and you want to, if you need it, then you go see a physician. If you don't need it, then you don't want to mess with it because you could screw up your own natural production. Of course, now we know about fast-acting testosterone, which is a different subject. But this was 5 years ago. So nobody knew about that then or was talking about it back then. So it's funny, I gave this interview and I thought, wow, I really did something great. But the way National Geographic edited this, it really made me look like, I think what they said was this party was for all like the steroid dealers in the area, and it shows me pulling up in my Lamborghini. So it completely framed me like I'm the sort of the cartel boss or something like that, which I just found incredibly irritating. And what you need to keep in mind, and why I told you this story, is that aside from the corruption that we saw with the media through politics or COVID, it's also important to point out that media outlets often get paid every month by pharmaceutical companies, yet they don't run any ads. So what are those payments for? Think about that. These people aren't there to be honest. They're there to sell advertising space. So if, like this National Geographic documentary, for example, they put this out there and it shows a bunch of level-headed people giving level-headed advice, that's not very exciting. That doesn't show steroid culture as being something very interesting. It really just means that we're trying to take an academic approach, which is not the narrative they want to sell. So instead they cut it, made me look like a villain, made everybody at the party look like a villain, and it's a bummer, but this is what you get with media. And it's just important to keep that in mind when somebody's like, oh, well, you know, the government would never lie about USAID, right? We give aid to other countries. We feed starving people. Well, it's interesting how when USAID payments stopped, where are all the starving people? Looks like we weren't feeding anybody. Looks like that whole thing was BS. So things to keep in mind. Hope it helped. Give me a comment and let me know what you think, and see you in the next one.
If this video helped you, I want you to subscribe and follow. I'm going to put out videos on a regular basis. I think they're going to help a whole lot of people, especially if you're one of those people that doesn't just instantly grow from lifting regular weights. We've got the answer for you.